Okay everyone, so now we are learning if else. If else is the part of decision making or the conditional statement. Let us suppose that we are making certain program. Now in this program, let us suppose we have written some piece of code. Let's say these are the 4 lines. Now out of these 4 lines, if I want that only first line and the third line should be executed and all other lines should not be executed. Now here I am making some decision. Now this is called decision making or the conditional statement. So the control structure where we define that this part will run and this part will not run. This is called the decision making or the conditional statement. Now if else and the select case, these are the part of decision making. So here we are learning the if else. Now if else is having a syntax. If we see the syntax, then here we are having the if, and with the if we are having certain condition that we can apply, then and the statement. Now to define this if and else, we should be taking one example here. Let us suppose that we are having a student whose marks we have stored in a variable m. Now here let's say if the marks are greater than 90, then we say that the grade of student will be A. Let's say if the marks of students are more than 70, then the grade is B. Otherwise we say that in other condition there will be C. So this C is in the other cases. Now here we are going to identify how these statements we can put into the syntax of if else. So first of all, here we are having if, so we should be applying the if. Afterward we need one condition. Now here in the condition we can say that if m is the variable where the marks of students are stored, that is greater than 90. So this is our first condition. Now afterward we are applying then. Now here we are mentioning statement, that is, let's say A. Now I can use a printf function, or I can use some, let's say, text box or a message box. So anyhow I am printing this thing. So here in the statement I am printing this A. So we should be having the if statement, then, and afterward we are having the else part. You should understand that whenever the condition is true, now this part will run, this is true part, and after the else we are having the false part. Means if the condition is not true, in that case false part will run. Let's say here in that case we are having the other is C. So that means if not case running, then we are having C. So if any of the case is not working, then this will be the C. So here in the statement we are writing C. But let's say if we are providing multiple conditions, because we can see that this m greater than 1 is one condition. If I want to provide another condition, then we apply else if. Else if is not compulsory. You cannot provide it if you don't want. But if you want, then you should provide it. So else if we should provide condition 2 here. Now condition 2 is if the marks are greater than 70. This is the condition 2. And this condition we are then using this B. So here the statement we are using is B. So else if, then we should apply then. So here we can see that we have applied the two conditions. So this was our first condition, the marks greater than 90 and marks greater than 70, and then afterward else part is the other. So you can see that you can provide the multiple else if you want. Otherwise you can simply provide the if condition. So we can take certain examples to make you understand that how if is working. So this is our first example. Now here we have created a form which is form 1. Now inside that form we are creating a label. So this label we have taken. Inside the label we have mentioned if else to display the user. Now there is a button we have provided which is click. Now behind this button we have done the code. So whenever we double click on the button, this type of code will run. You can see that there we are having public. Public means it can be accessed outside. Class. Whenever you create any of the form, now for that one class is created with the same name. You can see that form 1. So same name form 1 is there. Now this class will end with the end class, because here in the .NET there is no curly bracket concept, that is not available. So that why you can see that this class is ending with the end class here. So there you can see that this is like one complete block. Now inside that, whenever we create a button and double click on that, one function is created, private, because this button is the part of form, that's why it is private. Sub, in the C programming language we use void, just like void main, void some name of function, let's say void sum. So here void is replaced with the sub. Sub is the function here. The name of function is button1 underscore click. So this button1 underscore click will be called when we click on the button, and here you can see that it is handles button1 dot click. Means whenever you click on the button, then there it handles it. So this function is going to handle it, and this button1 function name will be having two parameters which are passing. One is the sender and second one is the e. So these are the objects of system.object, and second one is the system.events arguments. Now they are passed by value method. So here in the .NET we write by value or by reference. If we has to pass by value, we will write pass by value, or if it has to pass by reference, we will write by ref. So these two parameters are passed. Now this sub is having the end sub. So here there is no curly bracket, so that's why sub is the end sub. That means this is one more block which is created. So this is the function. Now this function handles the button1 dot click. Now we are coming here. Inside that we have mentioned one quote. Now this quote means this is a comment. So program by your name, you can provide your name here. Welcome to program by yourself something. Now this line will not read by the compiler. Dim a, b as integer. So we have declared two variables a and b. So two variables are declared. Now a is equal to 1000. So a value we have stored is 1000. B equal to 500. So the value of b is 500. If a greater than b, now if there we have used a single if. To make you understand, this is a very simple program of the if. We will take another example also. So if a greater than b, you can see that a greater than b, that means 1000 greater than 500. Perfect, fine, this is true. So whenever this is true, then this true part will run. So then message box, this message box means we want to display a message box, and this is the text inside that a is greater. So whenever you click on this button, then afterward this message box will pop up and you can see that a is greater. So this way, this is the first example of the if else. Now we are taking the another example. So this is the another example of if else. Here we have created one form. So this is form 1. Here we have given one label to make you understand that this is the if else program. Then afterward we given one more label, that is enter grade, and this text box we have taken. Now this is the text box 1, and after that we have taken one button. This is the button 1. Now when we create that and double click on this button, then afterward this code is created, and here public class form1, as I have earlier explained. So one form class is explained, public type end class. So this is the public class. Then one button is created, private, because this is the part of form sub. This is a void. The name is button underscore click, and two parameters are passed. This is 1 and this is 2, and it handles the button1 dot click. And this sub is having the end sub. Now inside that we have given the same comment, program by your name. Now afterward we want that we should take the input from the user now. Let's say user is entering this a++. Now we have to provide him what that a++ is. It is the outstanding. Let's say we are having the option here. If we provide a++, this is the outstanding, then for the a is excellent, b is very good, and otherwise it is average. So here we are taking dim a as string. So one variable is declared a of string type. A is equal to text box 1 dot text. So in this a, whatever user is writing in the text box 1, that will be going, and we know that a++ is there, so a++ will be going to this a. Now here we have mentioned the chain of if. You can see that if, else if, else if, else. Now you can see that this else if and this else if, these are the different. Why? Because here we can provide multiple conditions. Last time we have learned that we can provide one condition in the earlier program. So here we can provide multiple conditions with the help of else if also. So if a equal to a plus plus, let's say user is writing a plus plus, then in that case message box will be saying outstanding. You can see that if I click on the button and write a plus plus, then this dialog box will come which is outstanding. So that dialog box will appear. This is the message box. Now maybe if the user is entering, let's say a, so else if a is equal to capital A, then the message box will display the excellent. If let's say user is entering a equal to b, so if you are entering the b, then message box will be for the very good. Otherwise, in all other option, let's say if you are not entering a plus plus, a or b, then in other cases it will show you the average. So here this else if we can provide to add on the different condition. You can see that this one is first condition, this is condition 1. Similarly, if you want to add on multiple condition, you will be having the else if here. So this is the another condition, condition 2, then this is the another condition, condition 3. This way you can provide n number of conditions with the help of the if else. So here we have learned with the help of 2 examples that how the if else work in the .NET. So that is all about the if else.